controversial sect monk Yantra Amaro has died at his California monastery at the age of 73. Yantra, whose layman name was Wanila Ansawan, died on Sunday at Sunataram California Monastery in Escondido, according to an announcement posted on the temple's Facebook page on Monday. The short message did not provide details about his death. It simply said, "We offer our condolences to the Venerable Father who has reached nirvana." Yantra attracted a large following in the United States, Thailand, and other countries after being expelled from the Thai monkhood in 1994 due to a highly publicized sex scandal involving relationships with female disciples. He fled to California, where he established a new monastery in Escondido, and stayed there until the statute of limitations in the criminal cases against him in Thailand expired in 2014. Despite being expelled, Yantra continued to wear robes similar to those worn by ordained monks. After 2014, the former monk frequently returned to Thailand for low-profile visits with his followers. His most recent visit was last month, when he was seen at Suvarnabhumi Airport on February 6. His followers expressed their condolences on the monastery's social media platform, wishing that he rest in peace and attain nirvana. Yantra was born in Pak Panang District, Nakhon Si Thammarat Province. His family in Pak Panang is arranging for his body to be returned for a religious ceremony in his home district, according to Thai Rath Online. Parliament President Muhamad Noor Matha may reject no-confidence motion against Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra if opposition refuses to remove Thaksin's name. Parliament President Muhamad Noor Matha has indicated that he will not include a no-confidence motion against Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra on Parliament's agenda if the opposition refuses to remove any mention of former Premier Thaksin Shinawatra from the motion. The motion was previously submitted to Mr. Wan, who, after reviewing it, informed opposition leader Natthafong Panuat that any reference to Thaksin must be removed. Mr. Wan argued that directly referencing Thaksin, an outsider in the debate, would violate Parliamentary Meeting Regulation No. 176. On Sunday, Mr. Wan reiterated that parliamentary rules prohibit unnecessary references to outsiders. A single mention is already banned. But the opposition went so far as to include Thaksin's name in the motion. This will spark commotion and protests in Parliament, he said. As Parliament President, I will be held responsible if I allow the motion to include the name of an outsider. The Parliament President could become a defendant if a defamation lawsuit is filed by an outsider, he added. Mr. Wan warned that an unrevised motion could expose lawmakers to defamation lawsuits from the outsider. He argued it would be unfair for someone not present in Parliament to be unable to defend themselves. Mr. Wan also stated that the Parliament President has the authority to decide whether a motion will be included on the agenda. He said he consulted a legal team, which confirmed that any reference to an outsider could lead to legal complications. If the opposition refuses to revise the motion, by omitting the name of an outsider, I must assert my authority, Mr. Wan said. Opposition MP Paratwatra Sindhu objected to Thaksin's omission from the debate. He argued that neither the Constitution nor parliamentary rules grant the House Speaker the authority to determine the content of a no-confidence motion. The censure motion targets Paetongtarn exclusively but accuses Thaksin of influencing his daughter's administration. Coalition Against Gender-Based Violence, GBV, calls for legal reforms to address rising domestic violence cases. A network working to curb gender-based violence is raising the alarm over the number of domestic violence cases in the country, calling on the government to implement legal reforms to combat the problem. Veraporn Shamsanat, Secretary-General of the Sexuality Studies Association and representative of the Coalition Against Gender-Based Violence, GBV, Thailand, said that on average, 15,000 people a year in the country seek hospital treatment for injuries caused by domestic violence. Figures from the Women and Men Progressive Movement Foundation show that 1,086 cases were reported by the media in 2023. Of them, 75% were assaults and murders perpetrated by one spouse against the other. Regarding domestic violence involving unmarried couples, 49% of the cases in 2023 involved assault or murder by one partner using a firearm. Ms. Veraporn said that legal measures are not effective enough to protect and support victims. Despite the severity of the issue, the anti-domestic violence law contains significant loopholes, such as lenient penalties for perpetrators, an overemphasis on reconciliation that does not benefit victims, ambiguous language in the law that allows perpetrators to evade prosecution. The group calls on the government to revise the law to close legal loopholes and improve its effectiveness in addressing domestic violence. Malaysia advises citizens to avoid southern Thailand after bombings and shootings. Malaysia has advised its citizens to avoid visiting southern Thailand following a wave of bombings and shootings in the Thai border city of Sungai Kalak and in Patani. Police Inspector General Razaruddin Hussein on Sunday recommended that Malaysians reconsider any plans to visit southern Thailand. Malaysian security authorities have intensified patrols and increased measures at the border with Sungai Kalak district to prevent insurgents from crossing into Malaysia via the Kalak River. On Saturday night, bombs and shootings rocked Sungai Kalak in Narathiwat province. 3 locations were initially reported bombed, but a fourth attack, an explosion at a traffic island near Maharat Stadium, was later confirmed. The attack on the district office around 7:10 p.m. killed 2 people and injured at least 8 defense volunteers. 4 civilians were also wounded by insurgents dressed in black. An Isuzu pickup used by the attackers was found abandoned in a palm oil plantation in Sungai Padi district. 4th Army Commander Lieutenant General Paisal Nusang visited Sungai Kalak on Sunday and ordered increased protection at state offices, public facilities, and other important locations. Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra sent condolences to the injured and families of those killed, promising swift and fair financial compensation.